Welcome everyone to second video of our course Python Full Beginner Crash Course. In the previous video, we learned till operators. In today's video, we are going to continue our Python journey by learning two very important concepts: conditional statements and loops. These concepts are extremely important because this is where programs start making decisions and performs repetitive tasks automatically. And these concepts are used everywhere in real world software development. So let's get started. So what you are now seeing is Colab in Google. For this, you have to just search Colab in your Chrome and go for new notebook. There you have two options. If you do plus text, you'll get a bar of the text version. So first we will write text version. So you can see this is text version. For heading, you need to use hash. For Python full beginner course, I used single hash. For now, we go for double slash for conditional statements. So based on number of slashes, the size also will decrease. You can see, and it will become considered as subcell to the above hash. So what is conditional statement? A conditional statement is used to make decisions inside a program. So, for example, if you do any work, there will always be two options. Like, if it is correct, you are gonna do above work, or if it is wrong, you are gonna do below work. For example, if you are above 18, you are eligible to vote. If you are below 18, you are not eligible to vote. How to execute such a type of things? Here we come conditional statements. These are executed by using if statement. So, for example, we store age equals to 20. Oh. You can shift enter to run the particular block. So if you once run the block, that elements can be used in the next block. That is the major advantage of this collab. And these collabs are basically created in IPYNB files. So age is greater than or equals to 18. Print you are eligible to show. Yeah, now we should run it. Shift enter. You are eligible to. So now if your age is 10, now it has to print you are not eligible to vote. How to do that? So that should be, now we can use else statement. What does it does? If A is if the statement above is cut true, then it works here. If it is false, then it comes to here and runs this. So let's run this. So it is not, you are not eligible to vote. Now this works fine. For example, now we need to do three condition checks. For like your score is 16 marks or 70 marks, you need a grade of A, B, C, D or failed. So how to do that? We need you get an idea that we need to loop it, like if else, if else, if else. That also works, but there is a better way of mentioning it. So how we do that? Let's say mark is 75. Mark script 90. Print grade A, obviously grade B, grade C, grade D, grade E. So yeah, we'll consider this. Above 90, grade A, 80 to 90, grade B, 70 to 80, grade C, 60 to 70, grade D. So, and below 60, it's grade E. I think this should work fine. So, but you can see what is the difference. Instead of else and if two times, we're using elif. Elif is also works fine. And what does this meaning is, if statement A is false, it goes to statement B. If this is false, it will check statement C. If anywhere it is true, it will works there. It will directly print there and exits the loop. So now let's run this. So 70 to 80 it is grade C, and our marks is 75. So we got this. So now what did you understood? Conditional statements are basically, if this happens, do this. That's the core idea. If you are understanding the concepts clearly so far, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel, because upcoming videos are going to become more practical and project oriented. Now let's move to loops. So first we'll add a text. So now we have got a work to write, like print up to 100. Now what we should do, generally print 1. So if we even do print control C control V, it's like this. So you have to print till 7. Now if you want to do till 100 in a single one, it is take at least 100 lines, and this is completely repetitive work. Now why is loops used? Loops is used to repeat a block of code multiple times automatically. Loops are heavily used in everything like data processing, backend systems, APIs, automation, AI pipelines, etc. Now let's start with loops. Mainly there are two loops in Python: for loops and while loop. So let's start with for loop. Now we can see, if I minimize it, for loop will come inside the loops. So because I have used triple slash, it will be considered as sub to the double slash. So for example, we have an array of numbers. So we have an array. So now we want to print this array. How do we do that? Simple. For I in ARR. So it's what we are doing. I is the element in array ARR. So we're just gonna print it. So you can see each element is print one by one. So this is how we use loops. If it is in array, we go for this, like for x in ARR, print in I. Now we want an iteration, like we have decided to print it 100, right? So we shall go for that. For x in range of 100. So range is used because we are printing till 100. Text. So here what we happen is, you can see it has print till 99. Yeah, you can see it's till 99 because the number starts with 0 and till 100, not 100, till 100. So if you want from 1 to 100, you just need to do +1. Or other ways, there are many other ways you can do that. So This should work fine. So till now, what did you understand about for loop? It runs repetitively. Loops are something that runs repetitively, and value changes every iteration. You can see the value is changing every iteration, but it's not compulsory. Value can remain same, but uh, it can have the same different meaning. For example, it 100 times you want to print Karthik, it just prints Karthik. Actually, the whatever the output we got, it is the same output, but it's just that its value changes every iteration. X value changes every iteration, but the output can remain same. Now we have used both for loop for a range of numbers and for loop in an array. Now we shall go for while loop. How does while loop work? For example, let me take count. Count is equals to what? Y. Count is less than or equals to. What does this? If count value is 10 or less than 10, it is true. If it is true, below should work. Print count, and this is important. Count is equals to count plus 1, because every time the loop executes, it has to increase. Otherwise, what will happen? The loop goes to infinite. So for first, now we shall check without increment. See, it is going, but there is no exit to this. So we shall stop this. Now we have stopped it, and we have run this because we are installation again. Now count plus is equals to 1. So this count is equals to count plus 1 is same. Now you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So now you have understood that till 10 it works like this. Now we need for 100, just you the 100 here, that's it. So what do you understand about loop? While loop keeps running until condition becomes false. This condition should become false to exit from the loop. So there is another concept in while loop that is called infinite loop. So here we got infinite loop because we haven't incremented it. Sometimes people actually give infinite loop and carefully exit from it. How to exit from an infinite loop? So while count is less than or equals to 30. So now count became 10, right? Now we are less than or equals to 30. Wait a minute. Sorry. Can we just go should go? So it's an infinite loop. So if count is greater than or equals to 30. So if count value is 30 or above, we need to exit from the loop. That is break. Otherwise, continue. For example, we don't want a particular number. Uh, like we don't want to consider 25. What we should do here? If count is equals to 25. Count equals to what does this happens? If when 25 comes, it is greater than or 25. No, count is not is greater than 35 30, so it doesn't break. It goes here. Count is equals to 25, so count become 26 and continue. What does continue means? It exits the loop and continue without running the below lines. So you can see there is no 25 here, because when it comes to 25, it skips the while loop uh, below lines code. So it is greater than or equals to 30. So whenever it reaches 30, directly executes. So 30 is not printed here. So now let's discuss what is the difference between for loop and while loop. For loop used when number of iterations is known. While loop is used when condition based reproducer is needed. For example, for loop is used like when the range is like when we know the range of the numbers we need. We need till 100. We need till the end of the array. We need till a particular number, or we know number of iterations like 30 iterations, we know that, then we'll be using that. For us while loop, it is a condition based. For example, there are two arrays, so each time you need to read one number and get the array out number out. So so you will use two numbers. For first array one variable, say for the second array next variable. What will happen? uh, for the first time we run while loop, first array variable should increase, whereas when we run second time, we first array should not increase and second array should increase. So we don't know number of iterations it will take place, then we'll be using while loop. So now we'll be using very small practical example. We want to find out uh, what are the number of odds and what are the number of events in particular range of numbers or particular array. First, let's take a range of numbers. For x in range of 1 to 10. You can see when if you want to start from a particular number in the range, that number should be given first. Like you can start from 2 as well, no issues. But we're given from 1. So if x percentage what will happen if you use percentage? It is a reminder. If reminder is 2 for reducible with 2, 0 for reducible with 2, then it is a even number. Print x comma even else it's obviously odd. Print x comma odd. So you can see, obviously I have said that before only, till 10, not 10. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, odd even odd even odd even. So this is how we use generally a basic example for loops. In today's video, we have learnt about conditional statements and for and while loops. These are extremely important fundamentals in Python programming. And in the upcoming videos, we'll go much deeper into functions, lists, classes, importing and exporting functions. Eventually, we'll have a real project. Comment if you want how to install Python and VS Code in your local system. I will make a separate video for that, and also how Python actually runs in your system. If you want that video, there you will be learning Python interpreter, bytecode, execution flow, memory handling, etc. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, share and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.